sacrifice and contributions of the men and women of the United States Merchant Marine, as well as the United States maritime industry, and the benefits the industry brings to the country in terms of jobs, transportation, goods, recreation, and national security. With unmatched and unwavering professionalism and dedication, merchant mariners not only help move hundreds of billions of dollars worth of cargo through our 25,000 miles of waterways and more than 360 commercial ports annually, they also crew vessels of our United States Ready Reserve, shipping vital military cargo to help those in need around the world. In the ultimate sacrifice of freedom, service of freedom, merchant mariners long ago helped forge us into a maritime nation. Pivotal to American security and prosperity, we must return to our roots as a maritime nation by dedicating and doubling down on more resources than ever to improve and innovate our maritime supply chains, making them safer and more efficient for the transit of vessels. We remain steadfast in our support of the Merchant Marine as well as the Jones Act, which ensures American workers see the benefits of our domestic maritime industry. By fostering an American revolution in shipping, we can energize a lethargic industrial sector that is critical to the nation's defense and sustain a wartime economy in the process, as a stronger and globally competitive maritime sector serves as a deterrent against outside economic coercion. America must address obvious supply chain weaknesses in order to once again be globally competitive and effectively compete with China. This can be achieved by adopting a national maritime strategy while leveraging novel technologies and developing revolutionary shipping and shipbuilding to meet urgent military logistics needs with commercial utility. Such innovation speaks to our American strengths. What is essentially a finger pier jutting into the ocean and lined by 14 robust operating seaports, Florida is beyond committed to supporting the 66,000 individuals directly employed by the maritime industry, along with the 900,000 indirect jobs and $117.6 billion in economic impact it supports, as well as economic development, would not exist without it. Our seaports not only serve as the gateway to Latin America, but now also the gateway to space. And Florida is proud to be among America's top biggest exporters by state and the undisputed cruise capital of the world. Long recognizing the importance of maritime and continually making historic investments in our seaport infrastructure, and we most recently celebrated the groundbreaking of BAE Systems Shiplift Complex here in Jacksonville, which will expand the industrial base capacities that are essential for national defense, as well as the U.S. and international maritime industry, making it the most capable facility in the country, if not the world. Roughly 90% of global trade moves by water. There are not enough planes, trains, or trucks to support the volume of cargo moved by vessels, and that is a fact. We must step up our game in order to support the industry that made us the world's greatest superpower and stand by those that afford us the freedom that we cannot do without. Thank you, friends in Maritime, for all that you do for our state and for our nation. I'm going to go ahead and conclude my remarks because our great governor cannot be here today, and read off a proclamation from the governor's office to celebrate in this glorious day. Maritime Day in Florida. Whereas the United States has always been and will always be a great maritime nation, and from the founding of our republic through every period of peace and conflict since, our U.S. Merchant Marine has been a pillar of this country's prosperity and national security. And whereas in 1933, Congress declared National Maritime Day to commemorate the American steamship Savannah's voyage from the United States to England, marking the first successful transatlantic crossing under steam propulsion. Whereas home to 15 public seaports, Florida is among America's top 10 biggest exporters by state and is the cruise capital of the world. And whereas Florida continues to invest in our seaports, which serve as gateways to the Caribbean, Central and South America, as well as Europe and Asia due to their proximity to the Panama Canal. And whereas Florida's strong performance has resulted in global shipping lines changing trade lanes to specifically call on Florida ports. And whereas the Framework for Freedom budget for the 2023-24 fiscal year invests $150.5 million in seaport infrastructure improvements to ensure Florida's ports continue to have capacity. And whereas Florida's maritime industry employs 66,000 workers with wages and provides opportunities for our veterans transitioning from military to maritime. And whereas the 15 public deepwater seaports in Florida support 900,000 direct and indirect jobs and contribute more than $117.6 billion to Florida's economy through cargo and cruise activities. And whereas Florida will continue to celebrate the achievements of our maritime industry and support the nautical needs of the nation. Now, therefore, he, Ron DeSantis, Governor of the state of Florida, do hereby extend greetings and best wishes to all observing May 22nd, 2023 as Maritime Day in Florida.